Okay, so now that you have your artifacts, you're thinking, how can I describe these artifacts to the world and then put it in a website? There is a technique called a star. You know, glow and now a star. The glowing star is you. So a star means for S a situation, T as a task, A as an action, and R as a results. If you follow this technique, you will be able to explain what you did in an effective way in 45 words. So you need to practice the 45 words. And remember the elevator thing, anyway. So suppose I want to explain you my story about the Andy Warhol Museum, that so far you have an idea what I did, but not completely. So let me tell you, let me think about that and then go all of these, follow the star and go tell you 45 words. And let's see if I am effective. Situation. I was volunteering in an organization, and Andy Warhol Museum contact these organizations and ask them help for the big event they were creating in the Day of the Dead. So they say, what you can do to show the Day of the Dead in Latin America. That was the situation. So I was in the committee, so I said, what about is we show how we do the Day of the Dead in the Andes. The Day of the Dead in Mexico is very popular, so we will show that, but most of the people are familiar with Day of the Dead in Mexico, but few people are familiar with how people celebrate Day of the Dead on the Andes. So we presented a project and they agree with the task. Now, goal, situation, task. The task was us to collect 300 families that will participate and created a gigantic retablo, which is a physical representation of a life situation. And the physical representation that we choose is how we celebrate the Day of the Dead in the Andes in South America. So that was the task. Collect 300 people who will be interested to work with us by free, just by emotion, motivated for the next 6 Saturdays, doing these dolls and physical representations with kids, mothers, and parents and grandparents, and have this gigantic representation of the Day of the Dead in the Andes. That's the T. The A will be the action and the attitude. So how was the attitude? The attitude was positive, people were happy, we motivated tons of people, they were excited to participate, and it was a success. We have the newspaper coming, they have an article about us, and we created a little play so people can understand how the Day of the Dead works in South America. Actions. Then we go to results. So what the results is, what happened after that. So what happened after that is the Andy Warhol presented the Day of the Dead for the next 4 weeks with a huge representation, was in the TV, and people understood how the Day of the Dead is celebrated in South America. And there's more actions. They actually give us a second grant to represent how the immigrants who move to United States see their past life, the present life, and the future life using the same concepts. You see, in using the star, I explain you what we did. And all of this is my own reflection. But now I have 45 words to explain you exactly what it was. So with all of the reflection, I will tell you what I did. What we did is we gathered 300 families to represent the Day of the Dead in the Andes. Okay, so now with this I will tell you my 45 words. Latin American Cultural Union, in conjunction with the Andy Warhol, show a representation of the Day of the Dead in the Andes with the participation of 300 families. Dr. Sofia Morote was the coordinator of this event. 45 words and a picture. So now I want you to start collecting, see the information that you have there, and collect that information and think about your 45 words using the STAR technique.